Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I am Heather of Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and I'm so excited to share my latest journal collection with you. I used a fabric collection called Art Journal by Wecker Frisch for Riley Blake Designs. So it's a really cool collection of fabrics, especially for journal lovers, but obviously you can use these fabrics, for whatever you want to use them for. So I created these 3 journals, and I used the panels of fabric for the fronts of these. So they're kind of already like ready to go, but then I did do a little bit of patchwork on the top of them. So I'll show you some of the fabric and you can see some of the other designs and kind of more of what I'm talking about. So these are the panels. So they're already kind of, put together, but you could obviously, like what I did, I just added a little bit more. So there's a lot of different, options to use these as covers. You could use them as individual pieces. You can do whatever you want with them. They're really cool. They're really, really fun. And she has more. This isn't all of them. Here's some birds. So I think there's like a dozen birds on this. So this would be so cool as a focal point on a journal, or a wall hanging, or, a pillow. If you, want to kind of create like a nature themed journal, or, somebody that's, a bird lover, this would be perfect for that. So I think these are like really super cool. So many different ones, to choose from. And I think, I don't know, maybe those are 6x6, 8x8, something like that. I'm not sure. And then these are larger panels. So these would be so cool for like the tall, skinny journal, because you could fold the image, the long ways in half. And that would be really super cool too. So I'm going to flip through a lot of these fabrics. There's blueprints and, other botanicals and, newspaper type prints. Obviously you can see I've cut on some of them. There's ledgers and, it's a really cool line. It has a lot of fun stuff. So I'm showing here, I actually coffee dyed those that are that like cream color, because there's a whole, collection of them that's the black and white. So if you want, lavender, or you want peach, or maybe you want to have, more colors of blues or greens or whatever, because there are some colorways in it. And, you can dye them whatever color you want, whether you do it naturally or you purchase some dye. So that's what's really cool about these. I really, really love them. But there is blue, green, yellow, and then like a pink and red-ish color as well. So super fun, really super cool. So here's the first journal. And I use this, this is from one of the panels, and I use the big butterfly across there, and I actually machine stitched around that entire butterfly in black thread so you can't really see it. And then just pieced together some other fabrics. So each of the journals is tied with the twine. They each have the, wax seal with the bee on the front of it, and then they each have that vintage slide, and they each have a pocket. So there's an eyelet on the back of each of the covers that hold that twine, so you can swap it out if you want to. And this one in particular has a label plate. And then there's the cute little pocket up in the front with the sales sticker tag with a little bit of fabric on the back. So really, really fun. And each of the journals is 2 signatures. So in the front here, I used a lot of vintage, wallpaper, and a lot of, vintage documents, things that I found, and I incorporated her fabric along with it. Because this line of fabrics is created from Janet's actual collections of things that she's acquired over the years, I wanted to kind of stay true to that. I did use a little bit of digitals to bring in some color, with butterflies and such. But for the most part, I try to just incorporate her fabric with authentic items. So the majority of everything in this is authentic, and it's either vintage or antique. So just some really fun stuff. I really kind of wanted this to have like a flea market kind of vibe to it. So just a lot of old found, items just scattered amongst all the pages. And the majority of it is removable. So I just did kind of like a lot of fun little, things with, negative slide there. The butterfly image is actually a digital image. And then, the fabric pocket with a label on the back that's authentic. And that's Edith Holden book page, a little bit more right here. So I just did some really like fun, things and ways to incorporate so that, all these items can be, can kind of be removed and used in different ways to make and create things. So a botanical page. And then that's authentic ledger from the 1800s and an old postcard. And then I did a fun little like tag with a belly band there and added, a butterfly image to the top there with her fabric and an old invoice. So just really cool stuff. And then I also used a lot of old, material for the ruffles on the side. And some of it is also incorporated with Janet's fabric as well. I made some ruffles. So you'll see that, throughout. So there's still like tons and tons of journaling space. And then I just, incorporated other pieces that could be journaled on or, cut down to make other things. So here for this, I actually created a little pocket here for, that I added some botanicals to that I had laminated. And that because that ledger there is fragile, you could actually tear that off and use it as a book, like a bookmark, or even put it somewhere else. So those vellum butterflies are actually a digital. And some old, book page. And then I created a cute little tuck spot with some botanicals and Janet's fabric there. An old order form. I couldn't remember how that went. So really fun. Some Janet Marsh's book. That's the images there. And then you saw that ruffle from Janet's fabric. So just lots of like really interesting, flips and tucks and just things to use. An old letter there. And then this is pretty fragile. It's an old document. So you can, tear it off. You can, you can just do all sorts of things. I think that's what's really cool about, just journaling in general. There's just so many different things you can do. So I created like another little botanical, kind of like tag flip there. And then here's like a corner pocket. I think I'm getting a tag to show you. So you can tuck stuff up there. And then this opens up and then it's got one of her images from her fabric there. How cute is that? That is so cute. I love little surprises like that. I think that's like just so much fun. And another little flip with her fabric there. And then I created a little side tuck here using her fabric and then some more botanicals of some pressed flowers that I don't know. I think I've pressed those a couple years ago. And just some more authentic, ephemera pieces, a botanical page. So just really interactive and really fun. I probably should have put some of this to music so you could just watch without me talking. But I just love it. It's so much fun. Some old stamps there. It's so hard sometimes to put things back, from the angle that you're, working at so that you don't like knock the camera. So I was having difficulty there. So I created this fun little tag there with her fabric on the top of it and the botanical in the middle with some of my handmade paper. And then there's like a little tuck there with an old, mailer. I think it's like on the first day covers or something, you know, something about ordering them. And I just did these fun like little butterflies there. Created a sunflower pocket with her a sunflower image from her fabric. And then another like fun little tag that's just held in place with an eyelet there. That's an old German book page. And then we're on to the second signature here. A little seed packet that just flips out, and you know, you can tuck things in. And this is like a pocket and a tuck. I did some really interesting things here. Little baby paper clip that I rusted. So just some fun little pieces. And then that green fabric is from her collection. And then another little pocket there with some old ledger from the 1800s. And then I added that like little bit of lace after I did a little bit of collage on the front of it. And that's a digital there. And then I embossed some, you know, butterflies on this old book page. So just kind of incorporating like botanicals throughout. Another Edith Holden book page pocket. An old letter. And just some fun little things. So still lots of like writing space, you know, for journaling and, you know, adding things and taking them away if needed. These aren't overly stuffed, so they're chunky, but not too chunky. I created a pocket there with her sunflower design fabric. And that's a digital there. And I created a pocket. And I've added more stuff into this pocket. I like to do that. I like to just, you know, stick some other things in. And then I created those swatches, those paint swatches. I just created 3 pockets there. So I used some of her fabric to create a belly band on that invoice. And then I just have it all, you know, kind of clipped and stuck together. It's a great spot for, you know, doing hidden journaling if you want to. And also on the back side there. I just, you know, folded and tucked and sewed some things, and it's hard to explain, I suppose. Another one of those fun butterflies. And then on the back, I just used an old rusted safety pin, and I just, you know, clipped that fabric on the back there, added that cute little tag. And it's just extra. There's a little, like another little pocket there. So it's just, you know, for you to use however you want to. Just really fun. And then there's a pocket on the back with some more, you know, old ephemera pieces. So really super fun. So here is the second journal. And I created it with this, you know, really pretty floral image on the front. And then all of those price, you know, labels on the front, I stitched around all of those. So it's just kind of hard to see. I did a little bit of patchwork on the back, and then there's a pocket back here instead on this one. And I just put a little bit of, you know, different like little ephemera pieces in there. So super cute. I just love it. So I'm just showing how I stitched around every single one of those, which you can't see on screen, but it does create some dimension in person. So this has, you know, wallpaper again with this great little pocket, and then one of her butterfly images stitched to the top of it. And then just some old letters. I don't think that one is dated. The other one might not be either. I put a little like a botanical piece on the front with some of her fabric. So it's, you know, a booklet just like the other one in the first journal. And then I just have it like, you know, on top of this old photo sleeve. And then I created a corner tuck here and on the back side with some of her fabric. So just really fun. So this one's a little bit more tricky. The way that I kind of stitched everything in. But that's an old, like it's a reproduction of like, you know, the Sears and Roebuck catalog. So they had like reproduced it in the 70s. They probably did it at other times too. So this is an old article. I can't remember what the dog's name is. Maybe Bruno. I can't remember what it is, but he saved this family from a fire. And I just thought that that was just like a cool old, you know, newspaper clipping. And it's just all clipped there. And then that fabric, those butterflies on the top are from Janet's fabric collection. So really cool. And then more there. I just used an old prescription and I stitched it to the top of an old envelope. Here's a little tuck here. I just layered the fabric on top of some paper and just kind of made a little tuck with a bow there with the eyelet. So I just did, you know, kind of just like some fun tucks and spots and added things onto, you know, that was really fun actually. This botanical here, I didn't stitch down to make a pocket, so you could actually cut it off if you wanted to. And then here's a couple tags there and a pocket there with the fun little butterflies. And a pocket there. That is Janet Marsh's book. And an authentic postcard and everything. And then I did a little botanical here. Made it into kind of like a little tag. And then here's the flip out and a flip up. And then a little tuck spot. And then I'm just showing the other side from that tuck spot of the fabric. It wraps around to that page. And a ruffle with her tickets. So, you know, you'll see a lot of the same kind of elements. They're just, you know, in different spots, or I used them in different ways. I did different things in them. They don't all have the same, you know, things, but they do have a lot of the same similar things. I created a pocket there with those old book pages. I think it was from like an encyclopedia maybe. Created a little corner spot, corner tuck there, and then another botanical, a little side pocket. And that's a digital. And then the butterflies again, and some old music, and a ruffle. So a little botanical flip there. More of the Edith Holden pages and a pocket and like lots of lots of yellow invoices. Another little corner tuck there, and those butterflies are a digital. And then the sunflower fabric again. So they all have that, and they all have this great pocket, which I added more things to. With these, you know, fun little authentic paint swatch pockets. Another butterfly image. So just, you know, super fun. I just love how they turned out. And I loved just taking the fabric images and just stitching them on top of something. This is really old. This is from like 18 something. And I love the color of it, but I love just taking the fabric and kind of stitching it on top of things. Because, you know, you could put little, you know, secret things, you know, below it. So there's the fabric flip for that. Cute little wallpaper pocket on the back. This is like an article from the Ladies' Home Journal. I just thought it was kind of cool. Had the original nail that was used in it. Just kind of fun. I think it's from the 30s, like 1936, I think is what it said. So super cool, you know, and you can just do whatever you want with the fabric. Since it's just pinned in place, and, you know, just be fun to like create tags with it, or, you know, create a pocket. So here's the last journal. Once I figure out how to untie it. And this one's so fun. So I just added a couple more, you know, butterflies to the front there, some sari, and I added a little eyelet at the spine because I thought it'd be cool. You could put like you know, another piece of twine or sari there to create like a bookmark, or you could hang a charm from it. And then here's the pocket from here. I had a little trouble taking that out. It was all tied up in there, but just an old ticket, or like an old, yeah, I guess it'd be like a ticket type thing. Label. So here's some old wallpaper inside here. Just did a lot of fun, you know, like layering and such. And that's an old letter and another old letter, and then an invoice. And that's kind of like a peach colored paper, which, you know, you don't really see very often in old stuff. You know, not usually like a peach color, but it really tied in with that wallpaper. So that's why I used that there. That's an old invoice that was like, they actually bought some seeds like zinnia, and I can't remember what the other one said, but I thought that was cool. So I created a little tuck with some tickets there from her fabric. And I just used a brad to attach those. And that's an old, you know, film negative on top of some old like ledger paper. I was looking for something to grab to show you this pocket. So all I could find was that label. You know, whatever works, right? And that's an authentic piece of wallpaper there, the blue. I love how that's aged. So that would be like really fun to back onto a tag or use it for journaling space. It's really super fun. And there's a pocket behind there I'm showing. So I collaged a lot of her fabrics there, along with some vintage fabrics. Well, a lot, like 2, and then some vintage fabrics. And then I put some ephemera in the pocket. Created a little pocket with one of her butterflies. And then here's like a leaf that I laminated and created, you know, used some of that ledger fabric at the top of it. And then this is really fun. I used the bee from her fabric and just kind of created like a little like tuck belly band-ish kind of spot. Here's several tucks here using her fabric backed onto, you know, some cardstock, and then, you know, just some other pieces, you know, tucked in. An old book page, and then here is the botanical pocket there. And this is like a little flip open, and just some old newspaper clippings. So kind of like a little hidden journaling spot there. Some more ruffles. Another pocket here. So just some ephemera pieces within the sunflower pocket. And then that's Edith Holden book page next to it. So I created kind of like a little belly band with those butterfly digitals, which I printed all those on vellum. And then that just kind of opens up for some more hidden space. I love using old envelopes for things like that. So fabric on the back of that from the collection. And then just this really fun letter. So I think it's like 3 pages maybe. So it just comes all out of there and it's all just, paper clipped in place. And then it has that old, label on the top there, the mineral oil with a little invoice behind it. And then here's a fun pocket here. That background is a digital. And then the front is, from Janet's fabric line. Little pocket there that I created from her fabric. So like really, really fun. This one here is an actual tag, so you can remove it, put it somewhere else that you want to. And then here's a tag as well and a little pocket back there. So just a lot of like really fun pieces to play with. A lot of fun. So that's like a little corner tuck. It's only stitched at the bottom. And then there's a couple of old pieces there. So a really cute postcard. And then how cute is this? This is like a little Valentine. So super cute. Nobody ever used it. Another little tuck there. Here's the sunflower pocket again. I created a little tag there. And then here's the pocket. They all have the poppy seed packet in them. And then obviously since those paint swatches are authentic, they're varying shades in each one, but in the same, red, yellow, and green. There's another like flip out, really super fragile paper there. And then I used a butterfly image on the top of it. And then that's fragile as well. But, things can be taped up, taped over, things can be tore out. That's just what's really cool about, journals and journaling and paper. So I created a pocket on that fabric flip instead of it like opening up, but it's still safety pinned in place. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you, just got a lot of inspiring ideas as well. It's a great collection. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will answer you. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.